All right, gang, we're back with our CrossFit and at-home Metcon for Monday, August 9th. 8-minute AMRAP today. Let's check that time. All right, gang, we're back with our CrossFit and at-home Metcon for Monday, August 9th. 7-minute AMRAP today, 7 overhead squats, 7 V-ups, 14 alternating single leg squats, and then 14 tuck-ups. So we've been working on our overhead squats and our single leg squats with those lateral step downs over the last several weeks. So we're trying to push those to a harder version for each today. So potentially moving up in weight on those overhead squats if our positions feel good. And then instead of stepping down off the box today, we're either going to squat down to a target, or if we're ready, we're going to try to do that single leg squat without a target. On those overhead squats, to find that proper width, or at least roughly or close to that proper width, if you'll find that hip crease, lay the bar right there and then bring your arms out to full extension. That should give you a close indicator for hands. Barbell's going to sit right over top of the back of the head, and it's actually okay for those wrists to be tilted back just a bit. Other thing that's really important here, inside of the elbow stays facing the sky. That's what pins that shoulder blade down onto my back and allows me to engage everything from my lats up into my shoulders. So even as we squat, we're doing our best job to keep insides of the elbows facing the sky, head stays, or chest stays up tall, knees go out nice and wide. If we're able, get that hip crease below the knee, and then also keep this full foot on the ground as we squat. If you find knees diving in, if you find chest falling forward, if you feel your shoulders rolling in, then you know that we need to stay either a little bit higher on that lift or we need to go a little bit lighter. After those overhead squats, if you're at home doing those, doesn't need to be much weight at all. Just squatting in that overhead position is very tough. So you can use a PVC pipe, a stick, a broomstick, whatever's going to give you that wide grip overhead. Movement number 2, V-ups. Starting in that long body hollow position, so low back touching the ground, feet together, legs tight and long, arms tight and long. We're going to explode to the top. Try to fold up in the middle as well as you can, and try to keep arms and legs straight as we contact. If we're having to bend to get to the top, then let's go ahead and sub in with a tuck up instead. If you're not ready for this long hollow position, so let's say you have to let your feet and hands touch the ground, or maybe when you get down here, you're keeping your feet really high. We need to spend some more time just working on building up that hollow and then building up that flexion-based core movement. So a good sub for V-ups today is going to be bent knee sit-ups with our heels as close to our butt as we can, and that's going to help build some of that hollow strength, build some of that folding up balance strength at the top. After that, we've got our single leg squats. So trying to take ourselves deeper today. A lot of times people just opt to grab the bigger box. They flip it down to maybe that 20-inch height and they go from there. Take some time to get to a more specific height for you. If you've been doing those lateral step downs with us, you should be able to take this movement a little bit deeper than what you've done in the past. As we load up that base leg, full foot stays on the ground, heel is only a couple inches away from that box. Keep that chest up tall, and then try to keep your back flat. Big issue when people single leg squat is they lose their posture and they let that butt tuck under. So we need to keep our hips tilted back, chest up tall, make sure that we're not sitting down to that object. We're only tapping that object to find that ideal depth before we stand. If you're ready, we'll try those single leg squats without a target, but same thing here, trying to keep the best posture that we can, getting that hip crease below the knee. Don't get yourself into that just relaxed position in the bottom. We're still trying to keep good squat mechanics with that base leg. After those 14 alternating single leg squats, you'll move into 14 tuck-ups. Same hollow position for the start. This time bending knees, folding up in the middle. Find this balance point at the top. Feet are off the ground, hands are off the legs. Reach back long in the bottom, fold back up in the middle. If you're not ready for that tuck up, sub option there today is going to be bent knee rocks. Hips up, shoulders up, hips up, shoulders up. Keeping this middle locked down. Every time your hips come up, count that as a rep. 7 minutes, focus on building the technical pieces of that overhead squat. Um, Also, finding that good hollow position on the V-up or the tuck-up. If you need to sub those V-ups, let's go bent knee sit-ups. If you need to sub those tuck-ups, let's go bent knee rocks. And then on those single leg squats, working on improving your range of motion, but keeping good squat positions throughout. Good luck on today's Metcon, and we'll see you back for Tuesday's workout.